Why play Ornn Top? Well, he is one of the best late game champions in the game. He is monstrously tanky, he brings great AoE lockdown, and he's just a beast in a teamfight. However, he is reliant on slow moving skill shots, and he is weaker early, needing time to scale. Ornn has 4 different passives. Firstly, he can make himself items anywhere on the map, he does not need to go back to base. His second passive is at level 13 he upgrades one of his legendary items to give it more stats by 1000 gold, and every time he levels up, he can upgrade an ally's item to give it 1000 gold extra of stats. The item upgraded is the first eligible legendary item in their inventory. His third passive is he gains 10% additional armor, magic resist, and bonus health from all sources, which is upgraded by a further 4% each time he upgrades a legendary item. And his fourth and final passive is if he attacks a brittle enemy, he knocks them back and deals bonus damage. Ornn's Q is a straight line skill shot, which deals damage to enemies it passes through and slows them. When the skill shot hits max rank, it explodes out of the floor for a small pillar. This pillar becomes impassable terrain. Ornn's W causes him to march forward a small distance while he breathes fire in a cone. Enemies hit by this take damage, and if they're hit by the final tick of it, they become brittle. In addition, while Ornn uses this, he becomes immune to all CC. Ornn's E causes him to dash in a direction where he deals damage to all enemies he passes through. If Ornn collides with terrain, which does include the pillar from his Q, he creates a large circle around that terrain which knocks up and stuns nearby enemies. Ornn's ultimate is a massive rectangular skill shot. A massive ram then runs down it, and enemies hit by this take damage and are slowed. Ornn can then recast this ability to headbutt the ram, firing it in a new direction, where it deals damage to, knocks up and stuns enemies hit, and each enemy hit by this are applied brittle. For combos, start with Q into ult and W. Attack to proc brittle, using ult again to smash it through your target. Attack again into using E on your pillar to knock them up before attacking away. For matchups, Ornn plays well into ranged top laners. Where he can get bullied early, he always hits the point where he can start easily engaging on them and destroying them, and he can struggle against tank killers. For runes, take this, Grasp keeps you healthy. For build order, start Shield and Pot into either a Sunfire or Hollow Radiance depending if you're against AD or AP, and tier 2 boots. After this, get the tanky stats you need, with Thornmail or Canik being good choices before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing W then Q then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Teleport. Starting the game, your main focus is scaling into a late game beast. You can do this by farming and taking good trades where you can. Your Q is both great at poking and farming if needed, and after landing Q, it can be a great time to go in for your trade. When you hit level 6, for a tank, your combo does insane damage, so you can look for kills. Entering the mid game, take your tower as soon as possible and rotate mid to group with your team. Entering late game team fights, you want to play as the front line. You have great engage with your ultimate, Q and E, so if you get the opportunity where you can knock up multiple enemies at a time, go for it. Your team should easily be able to follow this up. Otherwise, keep playing the unkillable front line, eating all the damage and abilities while spamming out your CC. And that's how to play Ornn Top. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.